one quarter note, two quarter notes to make up one half note, two half notes to make up one whole note. Don't get lost in all that. It's just a couple things you need to remember. Whole notes get 4, half notes get 2, quarter notes get 1, and eighth notes get a half a beat. We'll learn more about eighths in a coming session. We won't deal with eighths too much right now. Now let's talk about the measures. Inside of those measures, we have to have sound and silence. Sound is represented by the notes. Now we're going to talk about how do I want to notate if I want silence in there. Well, now we're going to talk about rests. With each one of the notes that we just went through, there's a corresponding rest that goes with it as well. It's just a little symbol that represents not playing for a certain amount of time. The first one we're going to cover is a whole rest, which looks like a dash that hangs down from the line. Whole rest gets 4 beats, just like a whole note gets 4 beats. The next one is a half rest. A half rest gets 2 beats, just like a half note gets 2 beats. Now, half rest, be careful, is a dash that sticks up from the line. Just to confuse you, they're just almost look exactly the same. How does everybody tell the difference? Well, the whole note has more beats in it, so it's heavier, so it hangs down from the line. That's how everybody remembers it. That's how I got through music school remembering it. So you got whole notes, whole rest, half notes, half rest. The next one is a quarter rest. Quarter rest kind of looks like an upside down lightning bolt looking thing. That's a quarter rest, and he's good for 1 beat. So if I want you to play for 1 beat, I give you a quarter note. Quarter rest for if I want you to be quiet for 1 beat, or be silent for 1 beat. Last one is an eighth rest. An eighth rest kind of looks like a backwards italicized 7. That's a symbol for that. That's an eighth rest, and that would mean that you are silent for a half a beat. Got it? Whole rests, whole notes, 4 beats. Half rests, half notes, 2 beats. Quarter rests and notes, 1 beat. Eighth rests and notes, a half a beat. Only 2 more musical concepts I need to teach you before we're off and running and learning our first notes. First one is the treble clef. This cursive S-looking thing you'll see at the beginning of every piece of music, every line of piece of music that you'll be playing. All that is telling you is that the music you're about to see is written for guitar or flute or trumpet or clarinet, anything like that. That's a high in pitch. That's a treble clef. Make sure that is on the front of every piece of music that you play, and generally it will be. You won't need to worry about it. The next one is going to be the time signature. Right after the clef, you're going to see the time signature. It's 2 numbers on top of each other. Most of the time it will be a 4 and a 4. And that's just telling you exactly how many beats are going to be in each measure. The top number is the one that's important. It tells you how many beats are going to be in each measure. Think of it as a timeline. They have to divide it up into equal segments. The time signature tells you what they are. Now, the most common time signature that we play in here in the Western world is 4 beats per measure. You'll see a 4 and then a 4 on top of it. Okay? It's so common, folks just call it common time. Sometimes they even abbreviate the term common time to just be a C. So sometimes you'll see after that treble clef, sometimes you'll see a 4-4, sometimes you'll just see a C. All of it means the same thing to you, 4 beats per measure. All right, enough of all that music stuff. Let's get down to playing a little bit. All right, at last we're down to playing. Now we're finally getting to the good stuff. We're going to talk about the notes on the first string, that E string. There's 3 notes on that E string, okay, that we're going to learn today. E, F, and G. Here's how they look in music notation. When you see the E, that top space, that's not just any E, that's first string open, which would be like this. That would be E. If I put my first finger on the first fret, still on that first string, and play that, that's F, which is the top line on your music staff. Every good boy does fine. So we've got E, we've got F, and the third one is G. We come up to our third finger on the 3rd fret, and that's G. So let's play them together. E, F, G,